Good morning from in between the baby coconut trees and the durian trees and avocado trees and this weird fruit that looks like lychees. Can't remember what it's called. Sat, what is the name of the fruit that looks like the lychee?
Rambutan.
It's called rambutan. And it looks really good. It literally looks like a little lychee.
Longan, brother. Longan.
This one's longan.
This one is the small leaf next to this one.
The small one. Oh, I'm going to take a look at that one. So basically, Sat is the owner of this place, the guy who was building the mushroom thing yesterday. But he's super cool and he grows all this crazy shit. Like, I was talking to him this morning, I only just realised that every single plant on this property is fruit bearing. Every single one just basically is so they can eat fruit. So like, this is, I can't remember what he just said, but it's a fruit. And then like durians and jackfruits and avocados and like 1, 2, 3 coconut trees. And he was saying that now they've like bred the coconut trees so that you can get coconuts from a small tree that's like the height of me, and you don't have to climb 20 feet into the air and get some coconuts. But yeah, so I just think it's super cool the way everything here is edible. Like, that is definitely the way to do it, because bring your costs down and also just eat some fresh fruit all the time. So we're going to go and take a look at Sat's mushroom farm and the process now. I was just talking to him, and they've got hundreds and hundreds of bags of sawdust that they're going to mix through with the compost. Like, they've got these sieves hanging from the ceiling just to, there's puppies everywhere. Just to like filter through to make sure that they don't get any rocks or any crap that could make holes in the bags when they go in the mushrooms. And over here, this is the finished product, eh? This has been through here. You come to here.
Now we already make the ingredient. Mean that there are the sawdust.
Yeah.
And lime. Yeah, the one they make the concrete.
Okay.
Yeah. And also like the rice cast or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know, but here, you know, when people they put when people they put the rice in the milling.
Yeah.
And then the dust rice go to the rice and rice skin go to the rice skin, and this is the dust from the rice.
The dust from the rice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you call this? No.
Rice dust, rice flour,
or something.
Rice flour.
Yeah. So we mix together with the sawdust dust, and then we put the water, and then we make the sawdust only 70% wet, and yeah, so only 70% of the wet.
Okay.
Not much. It's much. Mushroom doesn't work.
Okay.
So not so much water. And also like after that, after we mix everything together here, and then we cover by plastic tent.
Okay.
Plastic tent for one night, and then we need to remix them every morning time.
Okay.
For 3 days, and after that we start to make the mushroom bag. We put this in the bag, and then we do them in the bag, and then we put in the oven there for sterilizing.
Put them in the oven to
for
sterilize.
sterilizing about 6 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 hours, and then we take all the mushroom back to the mushroom room.
To the mushroom room over there.
When the mushroom bag is cold, so we start to put the mushroom spawn inside the mushroom bag, inside the sawdust bag.
Okay.
And then the mushroom spawn will grow. Yeah, will grow all over the mushroom bag. Yeah.
Okay.
And then when the mushroom spawn go from the top, grow down to the bottom of the sawdust bag, and then we put the mushroom bag in the growing room.
Okay.
And then we give 3 times per day of water, and like 3-4 days later, mushroom will grow out.
So that's crazy. They really know. Sat really knows his stuff. It's not a simple process, and he's just built this whole thing by himself. It's really cool. He was saying that for the sawdust, to get the sawdust, they get the trees from the rubber plantations after they're done or after they've been used, and he's bought a chipper. Here's his chipper. He puts it all through the chipper and then uses it here. He said anything that if he doesn't have enough, he has to buy them bags of sawdust from Compan Cham. I said, how many bags of sawdust do you have to buy? And he said about 800 or 900. In this room behind me, all those blue sacks are just huge bags of sawdust, and they're 5,000 real each, so $1.25. And I don't know how big that is, maybe like 40 kilos of sawdust. I think that's pretty good. But yeah, this is going to be a really cool project, and when it starts, once he gets the whole thing set up, it just seems like it's going to be a bit of a conveyor belt. Like, it's just going to be such a good way to, you know, produce mushrooms quickly and all the time. So we've come to the waterfall. It's called Chang Un Waterfall. I made sure we remembered it because I've been really bad at remembering the names of anywhere. I'm gonna try and be better at that. So we've come to Chang Un Waterfall, and it's supposed to be the biggest one out of like the 3 main waterfalls here in Banlung. Looks pretty cool. There's just like this little sort of streamy bit at the start. But I guess it's pretty. Holy sh... Okay, I'm so glad I was paying attention. I was just walking, and I have just sort of accidentally just walked right to the edge of the waterfall. If I'd have taken like 3 or 4 more steps, yeah. That is like a 30-meter drop. If I... Oh my god, that's the top of the waterfall. I almost just walked straight off it. Oh my god. Okay, we'll go down to the bottom and check it out from there. It does look really pretty. The water's super brown though. I thought it was because we were far upriver. I was speaking to a guy and he said because of the clay, it's like the red clay, it's like super rich in iron, so it's really red. So the river is brown. I don't know if that means I don't think it's dirty, it's just brown as hell. But we're gonna go down to the bottom and check it out. Just getting down to the bottom now, and it's like you're actually in a cave. It's like a big cave down here. There's like a house there. I mean, I'm guessing that's just like, was a shop or something before COVID. But yeah, it looks pretty crazy. It's a massive waterfall, way bigger than any of the other ones we've been to. Like definitely taller. And it's super loud as well. This big platform's crazy. I want to get down in there, I want to sit underneath it. So we've just come up to the top of the waterfall again, just because it's too loud down there to even have a conversation or for me to video anything. But I just thought of something really weird, right? There is these little puddles at the top of the waterfall. Lucy getting risky with it. Lucy, if you sit there, you're going off the waterfall. Crazy lady. But yeah, these little puddles, right, on top of the waterfall, and they have fish in them. Like, I could see fish in them. I'll show you. They are tiny, tiny little fish. You can see them swimming around. Now that puddle is really small. It's probably 2.5 meters long by 0.5 meter wide at its widest point. And it's the rainy season, so there's a puddle there now. But when the rainy season stops, which is very soon, or it's stopping, that puddle's going to start to dry up. And then those fish only have one direction to go. That puddle's going to start to dry up. And the only way they can go, there's the puddle, it only goes back as far as that rock. And as far as it can go is there. And the water's moving so fast, there's no way they can swim back up that. Or over like waterfalls and rapids. They are just going to end up going straight over the waterfall. Maybe they like it. Maybe it's like a water slide. I don't know. I guess if it doesn't hurt, it's got to be fun. I don't know. I would love to make like rapids and like waterfalls that are like soft, so you can just have a couple beers and slide down your rapids and just pop out the other end totally fine. Maybe even fall off a waterfall and just pop out the other side. Like a lazy river, but a not lazy river. A very aggressive river. That would be amazing. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do next. We're just gonna chill up here, have something to drink, and then continue and see where else we go. At some point it's probably gonna start raining, so we're probably gonna end up back on the veranda, just eating and chilling. Crazy trees. So we're about to drive through this little village. Yeah, we're about to drive through this little village, and it's quite a cool little look at what life is like, because Banlung is a city, but it's like quite a small city, and then outside around it are all the little villages. We're staying in one little village, but it's literally a 5-minute ride to town. So we'll give you a little look at this bit of the village. There's a chicken in the road! To get it our way. We just pulled up at this lake, like we just parked in the car park outside this lake, and it's supposedly a meteor that hit the earth millions of years ago, made a big circular crater, and now it's filled with water. And because it's not part of the river, hopefully it shouldn't be brown and clay like the rest of the waters and rivers around here. A bit mad though, you had to pay $2 to get in. Had to pay pram by puan, which is 8,000 real, $2 to get in. And I guess they're using this money for this. It's just literally in the middle of the jungle, and then they're concreting this whole area and building these sculptures. They're gonna finish the concrete up to about there, and then this whole place is gonna become a resort. Like there was a sign outside saying that they were building a resort, and it's gonna be around the crater lake, which I guess is great for the local economy, but it's not so awesome for the jungle. The lake is so beautiful. We're down by the side of it now. It's almost perfectly circular. Lucy was reading a sign just now for educational purposes. I will read it again when we get up there, but I'm going to try and say what she said. It's 700,000 years old, right?
Yeah, approximately.
Approximately 700,000 years old from a meteor strike. And what else did you read?
Okay, so the sign said it's approximately 700,000 years old, and it is a sacred place to the indigenous tribal people, and they believed that this location like held the spirit of like land, earth, and water, I guess. So yeah, you're not allowed to construct anything around the lake because that would mess with the sacred spirit.
So you're not allowed to construct anything, but here is lots of construction.
Yeah, but it's not on the riverbank. It said that there was one dude who built a place here, and then it got bombed. So,
Got bombed?
Yeah, it got bombed.
By the Americans. Oh yeah, this place is on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. So like you can't actually just walk through the jungle because chances are you might stand on a landmine or some like crazy old trap. That would be messed up. But yeah, so apparently this is a very sacred spot. So yeah, feeling sacred and stoof. Hella bamboo. One guy was just telling us now that like cutting down wood and using it for construction in Cambodia is illegal unless it's your wood, unless it's bamboo, because it just keeps growing, but you can just cut it down as much as you want.
It's so clear as well. Like when you're swimming in it, you can like open your eyes and see everything. It's beautiful.
Just such thick jungle everywhere around the edges of it. Some crazy plants around here. Some gnarly vine growing up the thing. That's a crazy looking house. Mad patterns. Is it like grass mats? It looks like those like grass mats that we have here. Yeah, well, like a palm mat that they've then stuck to the side of the wall. Crazy looking buildings, like traditional style, but with like modern foundations and bits of concrete and modern windows and stuff. This place looks abandoned though. It's got broken windows, even though it looks brand new. I don't know, around this lake is super cool. There's all of these little random huts and little bamboo structures with hammocks in them. I could definitely just go and chill in one of these and hang out there for the rest of the day. Such a crazy spot. The water is so clear. It's actually like the only place in this whole town where the water's been clear, because everywhere else is red soil, but this is not. It's like glass. Okay, so I'm sitting around the lake and these guys have been nice and let me borrow their guitar, so we've been having a little jam. And all of them are from this town. They're all from Banlung. Some awesome local talent there. Those guys, I don't know how old they were, but they all looked pretty young and they were grooving together. They had obviously practiced that song before. It was quite cool. It was really nice to hear some good music. We're just carrying on walking around this lake and look at these mad mushrooms. Funky looking little things, aren't they? Damn. There's hundreds of them. You can just imagine a little world in there. Hella cool. How mad looking is that? That's hectic.
Look at the liana. It's so early.
It's crazy looking big vine.
Fuck, man. Look at how green it is. Crazy.
What is that? What did you say, Lou?
Looks like it would definitely kill you.
Definitely. How's that noise? I don't know if you can hear it on the thing, but that is just the noise of insects in the trees. Sounds like a car alarm. The sound of the jungle, baby. Okay, so we just left the lake. I've read the sign on the way up. Lucy's got some mystery fruit. What is it?
Yeah.
It's like sweet potato. Nice. Okay, I definitely got a couple of details wrong. So it's not a... So it is not a meteor crater, it is a volcanic crater. It is 700,000 years old. It is about 800 meters across and 50 meters deep. That is huge for a clearing right in the middle of the forest. To the local people, it's sacred, and it said that nothing's allowed to be built right on its bank. But then in the 1960s, the King Sihanouk, I believe, built a chalet on its banks. But during the war with the Khmer Rouge in the 1970s, that house got bombed and demolished. And apparently there's still trenches and guns there from the soldiers that were trenched in on the banks of that lake. We didn't see any of that. But it was really beautiful and it was a really cool place to walk around. And I'm glad I read that sign, otherwise I would have been left with some false information. But yeah, I think we're gonna head to a sunset spot on top of the mountain. There's a big Buddha and it's supposed to be the best sunset spot. So we're gonna head there now. The giant Buddha is always in the best spot. He always has the best view. He's always on top of the mountain. Like the views from here, you can see 100 kilometers, maybe 200-300. It's crazy. It's always got the best view, and it is a cracking spot. I imagine the sunset from up here will be ridiculous, and the sunrise might even be more spectacular. But yeah, I'll get on the other side of it and you'll see it better because the views are insane. Such a beautiful piece of work. It's massive. Must be 20 meters tall at the highest point in the city. You can see this entire jungle city in one frame. It's crazy, it's so small. But it looks like it could house way more people than it actually does. It's such a quiet town. And the big Buddha is just looking over the town, watching over everyone. It's really nice. And it's definitely a good spot to sit and watch sunset. So I think we might call it a day there. And the sunset behind me is just cracking. That is crazy looking.